Today I'm reviewing the ULTIMEA Skywave X70 7.1.4ch wireless surround sound system with Dolby Atmos and a 980W soundbar plus 10 inches wireless subwoofer. If you want to check current pricing or availability, that's linked below. I've spent real time with this system in a home TV setup, movies, streaming shows, gaming with the console, and everyday TV watching over multiple sessions, not just a quick demo. This reflects real-world use. Let's start with expectations. This isn't a tiny TV speaker booster or a basic Bluetooth soundbar. It's designed to deliver a more immersive surround experience without running a bunch of speaker wires around the room. It isn't a dedicated audiophile setup with separate speakers for every channel either. It's an integrated soundbar system that aims to bring more Atmos-style immersion in a practical package. In practice, the 7.1.4 layout and Dolby Atmos processing create a sense of height and space that's noticeable compared with standard stereo or basic 3-channel bars. In scenes with overhead effects, rain, helicopters, objects passing above, there's a broader sound field that feels more three-dimensional. With action movies and soundtracks that use Atmos metadata, sound seems to breathe above and around rather than just from left to right. Movies and TV dialogue tend to be clear. In dialogue-heavy scenes, voices sit in the mix without feeling buried under effects. That balance matters most in real use because you don't want to constantly adjust volume between speech and effects. The included 10 inches wireless subwoofer adds deep bass that you don't get from the soundbar alone. In my use, explosions and low-end effects had more presence without dominating the mix. Music tracks with bass content also felt fuller. It's definitely a step up from built-in TV speakers, and it's more satisfying than smaller subwoofers that struggle to deliver low frequencies without distortion. Wireless connectivity for the subwoofer and rear speakers makes setup cleaner. You don't have to run long speaker wires, which keeps the room tidier. That said, it does mean the system depends on stable wireless connections. In my living room, I didn't notice dropouts, but performance can vary with room layout and interference more than a wired setup would. Controls and app integration are practical. You can fine-tune some sound modes and adjust levels without diving through confusing menus. There isn't deep DSP layering that feels gimmicky, it's more about setting the balance you want: clearer dialogue, fuller bass, or a broader surround footprint. Noise floor and distortion behavior are worth noting. At moderate listening levels, TV shows, casual movies, the system stays articulate without harshness. At very loud levels, there's a sense of pushing toward its limits. Things remain loud, but the soundstage doesn't expand further, and bass can get a bit dominant if you don't adjust levels. That's typical with systems in this class. You trade extreme maximum output for practicality and everyday usability. Compared with smaller soundbars, you clearly get a wider sound field and deeper bass. Compared with full traditional surround speaker systems, you gain simplicity at the cost of the absolute precise channel separation that discrete speakers can provide. This system makes sense for people who want a richer TV audio experience without running wires everywhere, watch a mix of movies, shows, and gaming with more immersive sound, prefer practical setup and wireless flexibility, value a stronger bass without an external amp or separate subs. It's less ideal for people seeking true high-end home theater audio with discrete left/right/rear/height speakers and professional calibration gear. It's also a larger unit than ultra-compact soundbars, so it needs some space below your TV. So here's the bottom line. If your goal is deeper, wider, more enveloping sound from your TV with Dolby Atmos presence, clear dialogue, and satisfying bass without complex speaker wiring, the ULTIMEA Skywave X70 delivers that in a balanced, practical setup. It doesn't replicate a full multi-speaker home theater, but it does bring a noticeable step up from basic TV sound in everyday use. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.